Today, we're talking about the importance of family traditions and how you can start family traditions this holiday season. Because this show isn't just about non-toxic living. Non-toxic living isn't just about avoiding chemicals, right? This is about intentional motherhood, intentional parenthood. And it's so easy, I think, for years and years to go by before we ever even stop to think about the little things that make up the fabric of our families, right? So to me, I think traditions are a really important thing to plan out and think about because they create lasting memories. They instill a sense of belonging and joy in our children. These are the things that make us think, wow, those were the good old days. And that's what we want for our children. So today on the Non-Toxic Mommy podcast, we are talking about holiday family traditions. Now, the beautiful thing about family traditions is that they are yours to make and cherish. What feels warm and fuzzy for you might be different from what warms another mama's heart, right? They're unique to you and your family. So find the ones that speak to you and go from there. To me, family traditions are an important part of my kids' childhood. They are the things I want them to remember and carry on with their own families one day. And they're the little things, just the little habits that make us a tight-knit family. They're part of what makes our family unique, right? And that is incredibly important to me. I want our inner circle, our little family, to have these kinds of memories and fun things that we do together, these kind of inside jokes, if you will, these like inside experiences. Not that they can't be shared with other people, but I really like them to be something that our kids know that we took the time to create, and that is something special for our family. For example, we have Sunday night dinners every week where we try to eat in the dining room and try to somewhat dress up. So it's a given in our house that every Sunday we're having a sit-down meal together, and it's something that I want to continue to do decades into the future. I actually got this idea from an article I read years ago about a family that would have like a Friday night dinner, I think, with friends. They would make a big pot of spaghetti and meatballs, and they would invite their friends over, and it was just something that they did every single week. And it was fun. It was something that they look forward to. And that's the way that I feel about like our Sunday night dinners. Now, they don't always fall on Sunday. Sometimes we have sports or sometimes we have events and things like that. But the main idea here is that we have this one important meal together every single week, and it's more of a sit-down experience. Now, we eat a lot of meals together anyway, but this is different. This is special. And that's kind of the thing that we're talking about here today. And that's kind of like the nice thing is that a family tradition can be simple like that. It can be one dinner a week that you just eat in the dining room, or it can be, it can be more complex, but it doesn't have to be. There's already so much joy in simple things, especially for children. We don't have to go overboard for our kids to try and make their childhood magical because childhood is already magical, right? So these don't have to be over the top by any means. This is not about putting more on your plate. This is actually just kind of about being a little more intentional about the way that we spend the holidays with our kids, or even, just the way that we live our lives. So the key is to pick the ones that you like, do them, and enjoy them. So to also help you stay organized this holiday season, I have a holiday planner that you can download literally for less than the cost of a cup of coffee. So just go to the show notes to learn more about my 30+ page planner. I personally use this to get all my ideas down on paper and to create like a holiday bucket list, get all of my gift ideas out, and really just make sure that I kind of nail the holiday season. So, without further ado, let's jump into some delightful family traditions that you can start this holiday season. Number 1 is to create a thankful tree. For Thanksgiving, you can create or buy a small faux tree. You can even just draw one on butcher paper and put it up on the wall and have everyone write what they are grateful for on that tree. Usually it's done on like a paper leaf that you would then apply to the tree. One year we found a cute little one at Target. It was like a $5, spritz tree, and it came with paper leaves, and it was super fun for everyone to write down their gratitude list on there. You just write what you're thankful for, and then you place the leaf on the tree. It's a fun little Thanksgiving tradition. Number 2, there are holiday-themed tablecloths that are like coloring tablecloths, and I have heard a lot of people have fun with these on Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve dinner. Just try and have everyone join in on the fun. Everyone of all ages, if they join, it can be such a fun experience. And if not, it's even just something fun for the kids to do. But I like the idea of this, especially if you have a large group at Thanksgiving or Christmas, and you can just literally get everyone to color or even sign the tablecloth. I've heard about someone that has a tablecloth. It's a fabric tablecloth. And every Thanksgiving, she has people sign and like leave a little note on the tablecloth. You can also do this with a book. The idea is just to get everybody involved and really create these kinds of memories. It's super fun, I think. Number 3 is to host friends for a fun event. And this is more about the event itself rather than just the idea of like having your friends over for the holidays. I don't think that that's a novel idea, but if you do something fun, this can be memorable and this can be a fun tradition for your family. So for example, before Thanksgiving, you can invite friends over who you probably wouldn't get to see on Thanksgiving, maybe because people are traveling or they are invited somewhere else, or you spend Thanksgiving with your family. But you can have an early Friendsgiving dinner together. And this is really fun too if you have friends that have kids the same age as your kids and everyone can get together. I think it's a nice, fun thing to do. Another fun idea is to create a cookie exchange party where everyone makes their own cookies and brings them to the party, and then everyone just eats all different kinds of cookies. Imagine this with kids. I think it could be really fun. Number 4, this is one that I am a huge fan of, and that is family pajamas. Now, I don't know if it was Hannah Anderson or Burt's Bees or somebody else that really started this trend, but this has taken off in recent years, and it is such a fun thing to do, in my opinion. I love doing it. I love getting matching family pajamas and having everyone wear them on Christmas Eve so that come Christmas morning, we are all wearing the same pajamas. It is super cute. I have also heard about people doing like a Christmas box on Christmas Eve where it's filled with everyone's pajamas and like a book or a movie or something like that. And you could just kind of make an event of it. But as far as I'm concerned, I love the family pajama trend. And I actually have an article that lists all the different places you can get matching family pajamas. The key to this is to get them early. I'm talking about before you even go trick-or-treating, you want your family pajamas in order. But when you have little kids, you also want to make sure that you buy next year's pajamas too, because that way you don't have to buy new pajamas for the parents. You can actually just keep the same set, and you'll have next year's sizes for your kids available too, and everyone just stays in the same matching pajamas. Otherwise, what I have seen happen is that every year, these companies now are kind of getting smart and they're coming out with new designs. So you won't be able to get this year's designs next year. You probably won't be able to find your kid's size next year in the same design that you wear this year. The article has more information on it. So just go to the show notes if you want to see that list. Okay, number 5 is to write a letter to Santa. So my kids stopped wanting to go visit Santa and take photos with Santa a few years ago. But one of the things that I have them do is write a letter to Santa, talking about themselves, talking about their year, and also including what they want for Christmas. So this is a fun thing that you can do. You can do this in a number of different ways, but I find that usually what I do is I will download like a free PDF of like a template, letter to Santa. You can also make one in Canva. Canva is like a graphic design software that's actually free to use. It's a great software if you don't know about it yet. Or you can literally just get some construction paper and lined paper and have them write their own letter if they are able to, write a full letter. Number 6, build gingerbread houses together. So this is something that my family does every single year. And it's one of those little traditions that we look forward to Sometimes it is one of those things I don't want to start doing, but once we actually get started, it's really fun. It just takes us a good hour or two, and there's often a lot of cleanup afterwards. But it's something that we do every year. And my kids are now old enough to make their own gingerbread house. So it's just kind of fun to watch them get creative with the decorations and, do their own thing. Oh, and no, we do not eat them afterwards. So if they get too messy, I make my kids wear gloves, and we don't eat them. The kids know that they're just for fun and decoration. I don't even know if they are really edible to begin with if you're just buying the prepackaged ones like we get, but I would not recommend eating them. Okay. Number 7 is to create a holiday countdown or advent calendar. So this is something that you can customize, but basically what you want to do is either buy or create a handmade calendar with your kids, and then just have each day kind of have its own special theme or activity leading up to Christmas. So each day can have an activity, a story, a treat, or just something, that can help lead up to the holiday, like making the anticipation just a little bit more exciting. It's kind of like, 8 more days until Christmas, 7 more days until Christmas. And each day there's something fun to do or eat or, listen to that kind of gives a little bit of gratification for the kiddos. Another way to do this is to make what's called a kindness calendar. And I think this is especially apropos for the theme of the holidays. So what a kindness calendar is instead of a traditional advent calendar, you would really just create a kindness advent that has a small act of kindness listed for each day. I love this idea. I think it's a great thing to teach our kids. I might actually do this year because I just love the thought of this. And I personally don't think that I focus enough on acts of kindness and generosity and giving. So maybe this is a good way to get that in. Some ideas are like writing a thank you note, doing something helpful for a neighbor, or donating to a charity, or donating to somebody in need. So I like this idea. I'm making a mental note for this year. Number 8 is to bake together. So I think that baking and the holidays are just something that go hand in hand. But as far as actually taking the time to do it, I feel like I don't do it often enough. So maybe this is something where you add it to your holiday bucket list or plan it out a couple of times in the holiday season just to make sure it gets done. But basically what you want to do is dedicate some time to baking either a family recipe or a favorite recipe. This is just a nice way of kind of passing down this tradition of like making food together, making food for the holidays. I think it's a special thing to do, and I always try to do it every year. Number 9 is ornament making. So this is a fun one, and this can be really creative and just kind of unique to your own family, depending on what your art supplies look like, depending on what kind of ornaments you want to make. They could be paper ornaments, they could be paper mache, they could be actual designed ornaments that ornaments that you draw on or something like that. But maybe what you do every year is that you make an ornament together that celebrates the year. Number 10 is host a holiday book night, or make every night a holiday book night. Basically, what you want to do is read holiday themed books together. And you can even make this a tradition that involves like giving your child a gift at the beginning of the holiday season, and each night they would read a different book. So the way that I've actually heard this done is where I think families will wrap 25 Christmas books and unwrap one of them every night and read them together. I like that idea. It's a lot of work though to wrap 25 books, if you ask me, but if you are up for that, more power to you. That's a fun way to do it. I don't think you have to put that much pressure on yourself though, if you have other things going on, or you have a newborn, or you just don't feel like wrapping 25 books. I think that just having them is a fun thing to do, and reading them together. Or you can even just go to the library every year and get holiday themed books to read. My kids love going to the library, and it kind of, it gives them the the gratification of like going shopping and buying something, but in reality, it's just, free books from the library. So this is something that you could do for the holidays. And I think it could be really fun to get, Thanksgiving themed books or Christmas themed books or Hanukkah or even like, New Year or something like that. So the library is a good, fun idea. And you can make a day of it, You can go to the library and go to lunch afterwards or go to the park or something like that. Or you can even wear your Santa hats to the library. That could be fun. Okay, and then number 11 is to do holiday-themed art projects together. Okay, this is so simple, but this is one of my absolute favorite memories that I have with my kids. So I remember cutting paper snowflakes with my oldest when he was little. And it was so fun and sweet to do together, and it was so simple. But I love this memory. He doesn't remember making these with me. He was too young, but we just had a lot of fun doing it. And it's one of those things that I remember very fondly. And in fact, maybe we'll bring that back. Another kind of craft that we used to do was make Santa Claus faces with little cotton balls and on paper plates, of course. And we also used to decorate paper Christmas trees. So what I would do is I would get construction paper, I would cut it into the shape of a Christmas tree, and then have them just draw little ornaments on there. And we had a sticker for the star at the top. So it was really, really cute. But look, there are so many art projects that you can do that are holiday themed. If you go onto Pinterest and literally just search, Christmas activity, New Year activity, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, whatever the holiday is that you're celebrating, you will find so many good ideas on there. So those are 11 holiday themed traditions that you can start this year if you want to. I'm going to come back with more next week, but remember, the idea here is really just to create joy and connection and kind of, that sense of wonder. Play to that sense of wonder in our children's lives. Embrace the spirit of the season and make these traditions work for you. Make them your own. And remember, they don't have to be difficult. They don't have to be complex. The idea here is just to make them your own and then to do them enough times that they become a special, cherished family tradition. Some of them can be just as simple as the day that you put up the tree. It could be the day after Thanksgiving. Well, every year, the day after Thanksgiving, we put up our tree. Whatever it is that you decide to do it with joy, do it with fun, and have a great time this holiday season. I will be back next time with more ideas for you.